Hello, I'm here today to talk to you about the top 5 ways to successfully work with an accountant in your childcare business. So, oftentimes, childcare business owners come to us and they say, I really want to work with an accountant, but I'm not quite sure what that looks like or how I can be successful. Sometimes these childcare business owners have worked with accountants that may or may not been very good communicators. Sometimes they've been working with accountants that don't necessarily understand the childcare business and all of the differences that exist within your industry. So it makes that experience very scary, very intimidating, very uncomfortable, and unpleasant. And that's why me, Shanita Jones, your childcare CPA, the childcare CPA, is going to come to you today and tell you the 5 best ways to work with your accountant in the most successful fashion. So if you're listening right now, do me a favor and say hey. And if you're catching this on a replay, give me a hashtag replay so that I know you heard it. So the first thing, I'm going to go ahead and run down all 5 things, and then I'll go back and explain to you what I mean by this. So the number one thing you want to do to make sure you are making the most of your relationship and working with your accountant is to respond to all inquiries, being emails, text messages, voicemails, portal message, or whatever mediums that you guys use to communicate. The second thing you need to do, you need to read your reports, read your statements, all of your statements. Next week, I'm going to come to you. We're going to talk about these statements and why they're so important. And we're going to start with my first one, my favorite one, the balance sheet. Number 3, be sure that you're asking questions. If you don't understand something, or even if you think you do understand something, ask questions and make sure that what you believe you understand is, in fact, what it is. Number 4, tell your accountant your goals. Your accountant is not working with you just to do your tax return or just to record your transactions. A good accountant is working with you to help you achieve your goals and get there faster. So make sure you tell them your goals. And number 5, tell your accountant what you need. Your accountant is a service provider. Accountants, we are here to serve you. So in order to make sure that you are receiving the best service, make sure you let your service provider know what you need. And I know I told you I was going to give you all 5, but I got one more bonus. And that bonus is probably the most important thing. And I want you to make sure you understand the scope of your services. And if you need more, ask for it. Understand when you need to ask for more. So, as I promised, I'm going to go back, double back, and I'm going to explain what I mean by each of these things. Respond to inquiries. Your accountant is not asking you information just because they're nosy. I know it can feel that way sometimes. And I know you probably are thinking, why are there so many questions? Oftentimes, we are asking our clients the questions we're asking because we want to know if there's anything that they can take advantage of or qualify for. And we need information to make those decisions and determinations. Think about the PPP and Employee Retention Tax Credit. A lot of questions had to be asked to make sure you qualify for something. So make sure when your accountant asks you a question that you answer them. Another reason you want to make sure you respond to inquiries is because if the accountant has a question about something and don't know what to do with it, they can't finish their work. And if they can't finish their work and there's an open question or an open item, when you turn around and need complete statements or an answer or response to something, they cannot turn all the time right back around and give you what you want because you didn't give them what they needed to do their job. Which leads me to my next point, number 2. Read your reports. Read your reports so that you can see what is there and what isn't there. As a business owner, you should set aside at least 20 minutes, 30 minutes a month to actually see how your business is doing. Now, this does not mean just reading the top line and the bottom line. You really need to be looking at all of the information. And if you don't know how to interpret it, that's quite all right. You can reach if you need help with that, you can definitely reach out to our team. Myself or someone on our team will be more than happy to talk about what working with us looks like. And while you're asking questions, that is point number 3. Ask questions. If you don't understand something, you don't want to run around operating with false information or operating with assumptions that aren't true. What we don't know does hurt us, and it usually hurts us in the pocketbook. Okay, tell your accountant your goals. That's number 4. Some people's goals are to grow their companies. Some people want to maintain. Some people want to sell their businesses. Some people want to bring on a partnership. Some people want to expand, or whatever it is that you want to do. You need to communicate this with your accountant, because once they know that's what your goal is, then they can fashion everything you do and everything you're reading to help you understand how to reach that goal sooner and more concisely. So if you don't express what your goal is, your 1 year plan, your 5 year plan, your 10 year plan with your accountant, you are doing yourself a disservice. You should be thinking about retirement or whatever your succession plan may be. So make sure you tell your accountant your goals. And then number 5, while you're telling them your goals, tell them what you need. Tell them, do you need all of your communication to be audio? Do you need everything on Zoom? Do you need everything in writing? Do you need to understand better? Do you need more time? Do you need more conversation? Do you need more resources? We have not because we ask not. So, in order to make the most successful experience in working with your accountant, tell them what you need. And our bonus, make sure you understand the scope of your services. Make sure you understand what you are paying for, when you need to ask for more services. Make sure you understand. And if you ever get confused or if you're ever unsure, you want to go back and ask, is this included? And if you're afraid, because, and a lot of people are afraid or nervous, but if you're thinking you need something and you're not asking because you think that's not included, just ask. If it's not included, the service provider will be able to tell you, yes, we'd love to help you with that. That's going to be an additional whatever it may be. And oftentimes, whatever it is that it may be or that you may have to pay is usually much less expensive than it is for you to just operate and not have the information that you need to be successful. So, this conversation actually comes to you in part from a conversation I had with someone earlier this week. She was really ready to work with an accountant, but she didn't do it because she was afraid. She said she was afraid of failing, and she didn't know how to successfully work with an accountant after having worked with one in the past and things didn't go so well. She didn't understand what the person was doing or if they were doing anything. And that's because that communication was not there. Okay. So, again, my name is Shanita Jones, the Childcare CPA, your Childcare CPA. I'm the founder of Jones Taxes and Financial Services, where we help busy childcare CEOs build scalable, saleable childcare businesses so that they can impact, educate, and empower the world one family at a time. And you know what it takes to make impact? More money, more impact. So, maybe you don't have an accountant. Maybe you're not sure what it looks like to work with an accountant. Maybe you just want more information. Leave us a comment below. If you have a child care friend in the group or on this page where you're watching, go ahead and tag them. And last but not least, I want to be sure you know, by popular demand, we are doing it again. That's right. Childcare Profit Strategies Training is coming back on December the 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern. I did include a link, a registration link to the training in the top of this message. So be sure you tune in and register for that training and join us. Make sure you bring your questions, and you can most certainly bring your questions ahead of time. And if you're watching this on another platform, thank you so much. Head on over to the Childcare Profit Strategies communities. That's where we hang out with our 6 to 8 figure childcare business owners. Thank you so much. And I do look forward to seeing you on December the 15th at 8 o'clock Eastern. You can find the link above or below this video, depending on where you're watching it. Bye.